Two men, two continents, 500 years apart. One in the deserts of Judea, the other beneath a Bodhi tree in India. They never met. They never read each other's words. And yet, they arrived at the same truth. The most revolutionary wisdom in human history came from two men who never knew each other existed. How is that possible? What did Jesus and Buddha see that we've been missing for 2,000 years? Ancient wisdom, hidden truth. Today, we're going to uncover the forbidden connections that religious institutions don't want you to see. The parallels are so stunning, so undeniable, that they force us to ask, did they discover something universal about human consciousness itself? Something that transcends culture, time, and religion. Stay until the end, because what these two teachers agreed on might be the most important wisdom you'll ever hear. The suffering truth. Both Jesus and Buddha started with the same brutal observation. Life is suffering. Buddha's first noble truth states it plainly. Existence is dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, pain, the constant ache of wanting things to be different than they are. Jesus said it differently but meant the same thing. In this world you will have trouble. No sugarcoating. No false promises of an easy life. Both teachers looked at human existence and refused to lie about what they saw. But here's what makes them revolutionary. They didn't stop at the diagnosis. Most philosophies either deny suffering or wallow in it. Buddhism and Christianity do neither. They acknowledge the pain, then offer a way through it. Pain is the door. Buddha taught that suffering comes from attachment. Jesus taught that suffering comes from separation from the divine. Different words, same insight. We suffer because we cling to what cannot be held. But this was just the beginning of their agreement. Desire is prison. Here's where it gets interesting. Both teachers identified the same enemy: craving, attachment, the endless wanting that keeps us trapped. Buddha called it tanha, that thirst that can never be satisfied. You get what you want and immediately want something else. An endless cycle. Jesus warned of the same prison. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Think about that. The whole world, every desire fulfilled, every ambition achieved, and still empty. Both saw that chasing external things leads to internal death. The solution: let go. Buddha taught non-attachment. Jesus taught that we cannot serve both God and mammon. Same medicine, different bottles. If this ancient wisdom is resonating with something deep inside you, hit like and subscribe to unlock more treasures from the vault. Because what comes next might change how you see your own desires. The chains we wear are often ones we forged ourselves. The enemy within. Both teachers pointed to the same villain, and it wasn't outside. It was inside. The ego. The false self, that voice in your head that constantly judges, compares, and defends. Buddha taught that the self is an illusion. There is no permanent, unchanging you, just a stream of thoughts pretending to be solid. Jesus said something remarkably similar. Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Lose your life to find it. Die to yourself to truly live. Your ego has been lying to you since the day you were born. Both saw that our identification with this small self, with its fears, its ambitions, its constant need for validation, is the source of our misery. Kill the false self. The ego doesn't want you to hear this. It will find ways to dismiss it, to argue, to scroll past. That resistance you might be feeling right now, that's exactly what they warned about. Love your enemy. This is perhaps the most radical teaching they shared. Love without conditions. Even those who hate you. Buddha taught metta, loving kindness that extends to all beings without exception. Not just your friends, not just your family, your enemies, the person who wronged you, the one you can't forgive. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. Buddha spoke those words too, 500 years ago. Jesus echoed them perfectly. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Think about how insane this sounded to people back then. It sounds insane now. Every instinct screams to hate those who hurt us, but both teachers saw a deeper truth. Hatred doesn't destroy your enemy. It destroys you. It keeps you chained to the person you despise. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's the ultimate freedom. Both understood that love is not a feeling. It's a discipline, a practice, a revolutionary act that transforms not just you but everyone around you. The present moment. Where do you live? In the past, replaying regrets. In the future, worrying about what might happen. Both teachers said the same thing. Now is all there is. Buddha's entire practice of mindfulness comes down to this, being fully present in the current moment, not lost in thought, not planning, not remembering. Here, now. Jesus taught the same truth in different words. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Consider the lilies. They don't plan for the future. They don't regret the past. They simply are. Both saw that the kingdom of heaven, or nirvana, isn't somewhere else. It's not in the future. It's available right now in this moment if only we have eyes to see it. The present moment is the only door to the eternal, and we keep walking past it, lost in our mental movies about yesterday and tomorrow. Beyond religion. Here's what the institutions don't want you to know. Neither Jesus nor Buddha came to start a religion. They came to point to something beyond all religions. Buddha explicitly warned against clinging to his teachings. My teaching is like a raft. Once you've crossed the river, you don't carry the raft on your head. The raft isn't the destination. It's just a vehicle. Jesus was equally clear. He didn't teach people to worship buildings or follow rituals. The kingdom of God is within you. Within, not in a church, not in a temple, not in any external authority. Inside your own consciousness. Truth beyond all doctrine. Both teachers were rebels against the religious establishments of their time. The Pharisees, the Brahmins, the priests who claimed exclusive access to God. They taught that every human being has direct access to ultimate truth. No middleman required. That message was dangerous then. It might be even more dangerous now. Death of self. Both teachers demanded something that terrifies us. Death. Not physical death. Something harder. The death of who you think you are. Buddha taught that enlightenment requires the complete dissolution of the illusion of self. You must die to your identity, your story, your precious ego. The caterpillar must dissolve completely before the butterfly can emerge. Jesus used almost identical language. He spoke of being born again. Unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. This is why both paths are so hard. They're not asking you to add something to your life. They're asking you to subtract everything you thought you were, your achievements, your failures, your entire identity. It all has to go. Only then can something new be born, something that was always there, hidden beneath the noise. Compassion as path. This is where theory becomes practice. Both teachers agreed that the path to awakening runs through other people. Buddha's teaching of karuna, compassion for all sentient beings, isn't just nice. It's necessary. You cannot reach enlightenment while stepping over the suffering of others. Jesus made this even more explicit. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. When you help another human being, you are touching the divine itself, not metaphorically, actually. Both saw that service to others dissolves the ego faster than any meditation or prayer. When you forget yourself in helping another, you catch a glimpse of what you really are. Serve others, find yourself. This isn't charity. It's spiritual technology. The most effective practice for awakening that both teachers independently discovered. The path to yourself runs through others. Silence speaks. Words can only point. The real transmission happens in silence. Buddha famously held up a flower and said nothing. Only one disciple understood and smiled. That silent transmission became Zen. Jesus repeatedly withdrew to quiet places to pray, not to ask for things, to listen, to be still. Be still and know that I am God. Both traditions emphasize the same practice. Quiet the mind. Stop the endless chatter. In that silence, something speaks. The truth cannot be spoken. It can only be experienced. This is why both paths involve meditation or contemplative prayer. Not to get something, but to remove the noise that blocks what's already there. In silence, truth reveals. Every word you've heard in this video, every word Buddha or Jesus ever spoke, is just a finger pointing at the moon. The real teaching begins when the words stop, when you sit in silence and let something deeper speak. The eternal now. What did these two teachers discover that has echoed through millennia? Perhaps the same thing, that there is a dimension of consciousness beyond time, beyond suffering, beyond the small self. Buddha called it nirvana, the blowing out of the fires of craving. Jesus called it the kingdom of heaven. Awakening, different words for the same territory. A state of being where fear falls away, where death loses its sting, where you recognize your true nature as something vast and eternal. 1. Both saw through the illusion of ego. 2. Both taught unconditional love. 3. Both pointed beyond religion. 4. Both found truth in silence. 5. Both promised liberation in this life. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, not far away, not after death. Now, here, available to anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear. Two men, separated by centuries and continents, pointing to the same eternal truth that waits inside you at this very moment. Two teachers, one truth. What are the odds that Jesus and Buddha, never having met, never having read each other's words, would arrive at the same conclusions about the nature of suffering, the trap of desire, the illusion of ego, and the path to liberation? Same truth, different words. Perhaps truth isn't invented, it's discovered. Like mathematics, like the laws of physics. There are laws of consciousness too. And these two men, through decades of practice and insight, mapped the same territory. The wisdom of the ages has been waiting for you to claim it. You've now heard what they agreed on. The question is, what will you do with it? Will this be another video you watched and forgot? Or will something change? Be a lamp unto yourselves. If you made it this far, comment awaken to prove you're among those who truly seek wisdom. The vault has more. Subscribe to keep exploring. The wisdom of the ages is yours. Use it well. If this unlocked something in you, hit like and subscribe for more.